So the Arab League has finally developed a spine against their masters, the US, to reject outright Donald Trump's suggestion to forcibly displace over 2 million Palestinians from Gaza. This is a huge development. Trump had sounded confident when he told reporters about his conversation with Jordan's King Abdullah. He had a reason to sound optimistic about his plans for the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians, given the historical slavery of Arab rulers by their American masters. This is what Trump had told reporters over the weekend.
I'm talking to General El-Sisi tomorrow, sometime I believe, and I'd like Egypt to take people, and I'd like Jordan to take people. You're talking about probably 1.5 million people, and we just clean out that whole thing. It's over the centuries that's many conflicts that site, and I don't know. It's something has to happen, but it's literally a demolition site right now. Almost everything's demolished, and people are dying there. So I'd rather get involved with some of the Arab nations and build housing in a different location where they can maybe live in peace. Temporarily, or would they? It could be either. It could be temporarily. Could be long term.
The toothless Palestinian Authority was quick to reject Trump's dangerous proposal. Hamas too had dismissed the plan. Bassem Naim, a member of Hamas's political bureau, he has said that Palestinians would foil such projects as they have done so in the past. He said, and I quote, "We will not accept any offers or solutions even if their apparent intentions are good under the banner of reconstruction, as proposed by US President Trump." End quote. Now, even the Arab League, whose members include Algeria, Bahrain, Comoros, Djibouti, Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, Oman, Palestine, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Tunisia, the United Arab Emirates, and Yemen, they too have issued a hard-hitting statement rejecting Trump's proposal. The Arab League said in its statement, and I quote, "The General Secretariat reaffirms that the just Palestinian cause is fundamentally a matter of land and people. It categorically rejects attempts to displace the Palestinian population from their land, whether through forced displacement, annexation, or settlement expansion. Such actions, which contravene international law, have proven to be futile in the past. The General Secretariat unequivocally asserts that the forced removal and expulsion of populations from their land amount to nothing less than ethnic cleansing. The General Secretariat further stresses that the current juncture demands concerted efforts to consolidate and sustain the ceasefire, paving the way for the immediate commencement of Gaza's reconstruction. It is imperative to alleviate the suffering of Gaza's population, who have endured 15 consecutive months of brutal war, resulting in unprecedented destruction of the Strip's infrastructure in the annals of modern warfare. The General Secretariat calls upon all nations that champion the two-state solution as the pathway to peace to act swiftly and earnestly in initiating a credible process to implement this solution on the ground. Such efforts are indispensable for ensuring security and peace for Palestinians, Israelis, the region, and the world." End of quote. It would be childish for anyone to even suggest or believe that Palestinians would accept Trump's ideas of ethnic cleansing. As I said in my last video, you can watch here, if this was the case, why did they agree to suffer for over 15 months now and over 75 years historically? Trump's argument is that Gaza is now a demolition site and Palestinians need to move out so that the rebuilding of Gaza can take place. If his intention was noble, then correct argument would have been to make Israel pay for the rebuilding of Gaza in the same manner that Germany was forced to do so after the Second World War. Why would the settler colony of Israel, built on the stolen land of Palestinians, be given immunity, even after 15 months of genocide of Palestinians? You only have to look at the devastation caused by US supplied bombs across Gaza. You can watch some of those videos on our Telegram channel. Details are on the screen. But in the meantime, just watch this small clip from Al Jazeera reporter who has been reporting from inside Gaza. Just look at the surroundings and helpless Palestinian men, women, children and babies. Little do they realize that they may be walking over debris that have tens of thousands of their loved ones buried underneath.
There are more than 100,000 displaced families, and Palestinians are crossing from the south of Gaza City to the north through Al-Rashid Street, and this is a struggling road. The Israeli army completely destroyed this road, as you can clearly see, and people are struggling walking on this road. Now Palestinians are forced to make this bridge to cross to the northern Gaza Strip. This bridge has been made from the remnants of the destroyed houses in this area. Too many families has been separated, as this road is completely and overcrowding. As you can clearly see, thousands of Palestinians are walking on this road, and as you can clearly see, there are children who look like they are lost at the moment. Children, women, elderly are walking through this bumpy, dusty, uneven road. As you can clearly see, thousands of Palestinians struggling through walking on this street.
This is what genocidal Joe Biden and his war criminal Secretary of State Anthony Blinken have done. This is their legacy that generations must remember. Hope these monsters never find peace. There will be special place in hell for these barbarians. Talking about Blinken, he had justified on countless occasions the Israeli invasion of Lebanon, saying that it was necessary for people on both sides of the border to return to their homes.
There have been several incidents since the ceasefire was concluded November 27th from both sides. Do you consider that Israel is or has violated the ceasefire that was concluded last week? And is the mechanism that you had set up actually already set up? And then I wanted to ask you on your reaction, your thoughts on a comment by the Israeli defense minister, who said, threatened that Israel would be ready to go deeper into Lebanon and would also not make the distinction anymore between Hezbollah and the Lebanese state. Thank you very much.
So first, the ceasefire itself was the product of intense and sustained diplomacy to get it. But any ceasefire, if it's going to be upheld, needs to have something in place to verify it, to deal with any concerns or allegations of violations of the ceasefire. That's what's so important about what we were able to set up, working with France. We have an oversight mechanism. If there are concerns that one party or the other is violating the ceasefire, it comes to us, and one way or another, we engage the parties. That's exactly what's happened. The ceasefire is holding, and we're using the mechanism that was established when any concerns have arisen about any alleged or purported violations. I think fundamentally, both parties, that is to say Israel and Hezbollah through the Lebanese government, wanted and continue to want the ceasefire. The interest that Israel has in making sure that its people can return home to the north, where some 70,000 have been forced to flee their homes since Hezbollah has been lobbing rockets and missiles into Israel virtually every day since October 7th, is real. The ceasefire and making sure that that's sustained is the best way to do that. I think Israelis recognize as well, from their history, from their experience, 18 years of an occupation of southern Lebanon that ended in 2000, a war in 2006, where they went deeper and stayed longer and suffered losses as a consequence. I think they are very mindful that the best way to having enduring security is through what we've established, a ceasefire, but we have to make sure that it's upheld, and we are determined to do that.
It's been several weeks since the ceasefire took effect. Israelis were expected to withdraw from Lebanon, but they haven't done so. Instead, they have been busy killing dozens of Lebanese who tried to return to their homes. Don't take my word for it. Watch Craig Murray, former British diplomat, reporting from the conflict zone.
I'm here in South Lebanon on the day that Israel is supposed to complete its withdrawal from the country, according to the ceasefire agreement. They have not withdrawn. Netanyahu has said they will not withdraw, but Lebanese civilians are trying to return to their homes, and all over southern Lebanon, the Israelis have been massacring unarmed civilians trying to return to their homes. The latest count we have is 41 people shot and injured, 4 people dead. And these are just people trying to go home. And this is after the ceasefire deal finished, and Israel today is meant to have left. And they're not only still here, they are massacring people. And this is the city of Hiam, which is the largest place that Israel actually managed to occupy during the conflict. And here they've just detonated everything in the city. This is not bombing, this is detonation. We've driven right through the city and we've probably seen, I would estimate, 1,000 destroyed homes. And that's just what we've seen personally. And this must be what Gaza looks like. It's just extraordinary. I'm really angry to see the level of destruction. We saw a small toddler looking in disbelief at his destroyed home a moment ago, being comforted by his family. This is a microcosm of Gaza, I know, but it really makes you feel it.
This is what happens when you have two sets of rules, one for the rogue regime of Israel, while the other for the rest of the world, who the US despises. Let this continue for long, and the world is bound to be pushed into anarchy. Why? Why should the rest of the world be made to follow the same rules that they know don't apply to certain special countries? Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you very much for your support of this platform and our journalism on buymeacoffee.com and Patreon. If you too think that our journalism is worth supporting, then you too should consider becoming part of it. The details are there in the description of the video. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you.